Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insight on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Pfeiffer alongside Richard Mulrooney, and Coach, season has wrapped up. You move into the conference tournament this year. You grab a win, a winning record at 8-7-4. Program is on the upswing. I know it's an exciting time. You'd have liked it to go on further, but a big leap here for the program.
We feel that as well. You know, I thought going into this year we had an experienced team coming back, still raw a little bit with sophomores and juniors, but we knew that we had the experience and the minutes given. But you just never know how it's going to play out. We got a better start this year. 2 years ago we started 0-4-2, but the guys came in fit, and we've talked about that before. Started off with a couple wins. And yes, we're going in the right direction. You know, one of our goals was to make the conference tournament, and while we finished at 6, if we would have beaten USF in that last game, I think we would have finished 3rd. But we've talked about the parity in this league, so you just want an opportunity to get in. We had that opportunity, and fortunately enough, we played a team we were very familiar with in USF, who was our last regular season game. Just played a really well-played game in that one. Went down 1-0, but the guys responded well from the experience we got during the year, and were able to pull that one out 3-1, and then played an SMU team that, you know, ended up winning the conference tournament and is playing in the NCAA tournament this weekend. So we played toe-to-toe with them. Could have gone either way, and unfortunately for us, SMU got that goal in the second overtime to beat us. But you know, nothing to hang our heads about. You know, like I said, you know, there's no moral victories or whatever. But at the same time, we're going in the right direction. I think if you look at goals against this year, the goals scored, the individuals, the all-conference, you know, all in all, everything's going on the up. And you know, quite frankly, that put a target on our back next year. You know, team, we're not going to sneak up on anybody. We're not going to be voted 8th to finish out of 8 teams in the conference again. Although if that happens, I'm okay with it. But at the same time, you know, we made a name for ourselves this year individually and more importantly as a team, and I'm excited about it. Although, you know, we have some work to do. We obviously have to recruit. We've got to bring some players in. But at the same time, the guys got a taste of what it is to get into that post-conference or postseason. And I think they liked it, but long for more. And I think that's going to be our driving success over this winter, next spring, during the summer. When we come back next fall, it's not just a matter of barely inching into the tournament. It's a matter of getting one of the top 2 seeds to get that bye in the first round, and obviously setting ourselves up for an at-large bid, because I do believe this team's capable of it. But there's 2 or 3 games this year that we didn't hit our standard. And I think that came back and bit us a little bit because of our RPI. But I think the guys realize that every game counts now. Every minute counts, whether you're playing on the road against a non-conference or you're at home, which we've got to be better at home as well. Our conference record at home, our overall conference record at home, or out of conference too, wasn't good. So a lot of things we need to work on, but a lot of things we improved upon this year, and it's promising for not only the staff, but the team, but this program in general.
Really, I think the key to this whole season was the quick start. Last year, struggled to score goals, but you got a couple of wins early in the season. Didn't have to worry about that. Didn't have to worry about not scoring. You guys got a really nice start and just kind of carried that momentum.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to sort of forget about it, but you know, you learn from it. To start 0-4-2 2 years ago, I mean, you're in a hole that you can't get out of. Scoring goals this year, if I'm not mistaken, I think we scored 9 more goals this year than we did last. And scary enough, we probably should have scored an extra 5 or 10 if we found that touch or that person steps up. But beggars can't be choosers. We're on the uprise with this, and I'm proud of the guys of how we competed. Defensively, we were that much better. I don't want to take away anything from our team defense, whether it's our keeper all the way up to our forwards up top. Defensively this year, we were tougher to break down, more organized. So, again, the experience, individuals stepping up, growing from freshmen to sophomores, sophomore to juniors, and obviously our 2 seniors this year set an example that's hard. It's going to be hard to replicate next year as well. So very, very proud of this group.
Got some all-conference players. David and Ben get all-conference. German's on the rookie team, also made the all-tournament team.
Yeah, you know, like I said, when your team does well, individuals get recognized. And David, obviously, he's been doing this since day one, his sophomore year, junior year, senior year, and for him to be finally recognized for it, I'm proud of him. I really am. He's a leader. His stats don't necessarily show it, but what he does off the ball or with the ball to create plays, I mean, it's priceless. And that'll be a hard one to fill in, although obviously we have some people that are up to the challenge and some kids coming in that I will try to fill in his feet, but at the same time, you know, we'll miss him. And Mason, you know, comes to practice every day with a smile. You know, he's a kid that, you know, he came in, transferred in his freshman year or whatever, and played 4 years here. Just, I'm going to miss him. You know, he sets a standard of whether he was in the starting 11 or not, he always showed up. He loves the game, and he's one that the guys, looked up to for the fact that he set the right examples. There's never a time of him being late or doing something he shouldn't have been doing. He was a senior and he was proud to be on this team, and he represented Memphis very well.
How long do they get off before they get back, just for regular conditioning, things like that, before you get into the spring? How much time do you give them off after a season?
We'll have the rest of the fall off. As the guys know, the balls are always in the locker room, but the last month was just busy. I mean, we had obviously the conference tournament, which you play Tuesday, and then you play Thursday, and then we were hoping to play Saturday. That got cut short, but we had just played that Friday before at USF. Then we had a Tuesday game. It was a lot. So we have to collect our bodies back up and regenerate a bit, per se. But we'll have the rest of the fall off, and then in the spring when they'll come back, we'll have the first week off or whatever, just to get used to classes and stuff again. And then we'll hit it back up with our strength and conditioning coach, with Scott, who did a great job this year. Slowly incorporate the balls, and obviously knowing how fitness was such a big part of this fall, it will be in the spring as well. We were injuries came up, but having said that, the injuries were less for the fact that we were fit. And so, incorporate all that into the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then, still working on a spring schedule that's going to be challenging for us. Want to grow as a team, work on the things that we struggled with this fall, give minutes to guys that didn't necessarily get a lot of minutes and see where they're at, and send them off for the summer to go play. And then I wish I could snap my finger and be 8.5 months for next fall, but at the same time, we're going to need every day to prepare for that, and I know the guys need that time as well.
With only 2 seniors leaving, you're going to have a really big spring camp. So with this spring camp going to the fall, you're going to have a pretty good idea what you have in the spring as far as your personnel and maybe the starting 11, things like that, because you won't have a big group coming in to try to mesh in there in the fall. So you're going to have a really good idea what you may look like in the spring.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the past 2 or 3 years, we're bringing in 8, 9, 10 freshmen. You have 3 or 4 transfers coming in. That won't be the deal this spring. You might have a transfer. You never know, just for what pops up or whatever. But at the same time, our freshman class should be no bigger than 3 to 4, maybe 5. But in saying that, we've got a strong backbone to this team, and it's a backbone that polices their own locker room. Somebody comes in and thinks they're too big for their britches. We've got guys that have been around and just saying, look, this is a team effort. We've gone down that road. It doesn't work. This is how it works, and I'm excited to have that experience in the locker room, but more so on the field as well, because there was a lot of minutes given these past couple years, and some of these kids are still only juniors. We'll have a decent-sized senior class next year, but these seniors and juniors are well experienced, and I'm looking forward to them putting that on the field next fall, and maybe these games that we lose 1-0 because of a mistake or tie 1-1 because we weren't focused. I'm hoping that changes and we can use that experience to turn them into wins. And like I said, if it's not an automatic bid from winning our conference, it's getting an at-large bid.
Sounds good. Coach, we'll catch up with you in the spring.
I appreciate it.
That is Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.